Hello and welcome to What's Working in Video. My name is Kathleen Selmans. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Amplified Now, a video content marketing agency that helps experts and small businesses get their message out without too much time and investment on their part. With me today, I have Haley. Haley, can you introduce yourself and your company?
Yes, thank you so much. I'm Haley Graylis. So I own Vaxa Collective, that's VAXA, which is Swedish for to grow. My dad's side is Swedish. And I help businesses and companies with leadership development, team building, culture. So I work with companies on retainer. And then I also host the Facebook group called Millennials Advancing Leadership Skills, where I just launched a group coaching program called the Millennial Leadership Lab, which will launch in January 2021.
Tell me what the letters after your name mean.
Oh, yeah. So MSOD is the Masters of Science in Organizational Development. So I got a master's a couple of years ago from a university where I specialize in organizational development, which is basically helping organizations or companies run more effectively through leadership development and coaching and even HR stuff. I don't specialize in that side. I'm more like talent development and executive leadership development.
What made you want to get into that?
I had worked in organizations before that just could really use the tools that I learned in OD. And so I just got interested in the practice of organizational development because of toxic workplace cultures and poor leadership and just like a lack of caring about people and just kind of that mindset in the workplace of, we don't need to show people appreciation. We're giving them a paycheck. That's all they deserve. And that's a horrible mindset as a leader. Or the mindset of like, well, it's called work for a reason. You just got to be miserable for 50 years and then you get to retire when you're feeble. And I am just not that way. So I wanted to use my degree and use my passion and my skill set to help companies and people just be better places, companies be better places, and people to be better leaders so that every human that they encounter while working there, whether it be a client or an employee or another fellow leader, gets to leave work that day and feel empowered and awesome and like their life is better and they're more living a more like wholehearted life, as Brene Brown says. And so I've just always been a person who feels like I have to get my hands dirty if there's a problem or if I see that there's a way to improve something. If I have the skills around it, I'm just going to go do it and figure it out. So I did that.
That's awesome. What a mature approach to a toxic workplace. Like, this is
I was
toxic.
like,
I'm going to fix the system.
Yeah, I'm going to fix the system and change the world. Where I actually like the Brene Brown, you may be familiar with her. She says like to live into two values, pick two values and really live into those. And so the ones that I've chosen are making a difference / changing the world and courage. And so I really try to lean into those values and show those in everything I do, like being courageous and overcoming fear or anxiety or apprehension about something because I want to change the world. I want to make people's lives better. You don't have to work 40 plus hours a week in a terrible environment where you're miserable and you're not even spending it doing something you love or with people you love. So we can be happy. You don't have to be miserable.
I've also been in toxic environments, but I never wanted to like be the systemic change that you're contributing to is really inspiring. So tell me about how you use video in your business.
Yeah, well, it's actually something that, at first I was really uncomfortable with and I've never been like somebody who has stage fright or something like that, but it was just something where I was like, oh, what if my lighting's not perfect? Or I have this extra nightstand in the background and I haven't sold it on Facebook Marketplace yet or whatever. It's not that big of a deal. Like I had a call with somebody, Joe Hader. So Joe, if you're watching this, but he was like, find a spot where you have some good light or get a ring light or whatever. So I ended up moving into an extra room in my house where I have like a standing desk. I'm not standing right now, but that's okay. Where there's a window right in front of me. So I have great natural light. Don't worry about what's going on in the background as long as it's not, totally messy or inappropriate or something. But just do it because people want to see your face. And so I was like, okay, I have to start embracing this. And so I decided to just start recording more videos and especially when the pandemic hit and everything had to go virtual, I was so used to doing everything in person, but I was like, I guess I got to get a Zoom account. I didn't even have that. And so started using it for webinars. So like just promoting things on Eventbrite and doing webinars with people. And I hate the word webinar. It sounds so like 90s
It's not my favorite portmanteau either.
Like virtual training, I guess, or whatever. But
masterclass, call it whatever you want.
Yeah. So I try to say things like that, but basically it is basically a webinar or a virtual meeting or whatever. So I started doing that. And then I discovered Kelly Roach's live launch method because I'm in Ryan Dowdy's sales and business coaching program. And it's the method she uses for launching that. And so I was like, okay, I'll look into this. And it is just all about video. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to try that and create this group coaching program that is, I mentioned launching in January of 2021. And so basically what it is a process where you have 9 days of launching a group coaching program or a digital course or whatever. And every single day at the same time, you go live in a Facebook group or in LinkedIn, whatever, you go live somewhere. And you train and like give people tons of value for free. And then you start launching and pitching your product or your program or whatever that you're selling. But I ended up implementing the live launch method and going live every day. And I was like, oh my gosh, I guess I have to, look perfect or straighten my hair or put on fake eyelashes or do lipstick or whatever. You don't have to do those things. Like I didn't even do my eyebrows today. Like it doesn't matter. That's how I used video, and I use it mostly in my Facebook group. I've recorded some videos too, and they're on my website, but I've gotten the most engagement and the most bang for my buck out of using the live launch method and doing what I can to just get my face in front of people who I can serve and help. And then hopefully they will want to work with me and be clients. So it's gone pretty well so far.
That's great. I love video for that kind of thing. We teach our clients to repurpose it. Are you doing anything with it after you go live?
I have been putting it in the units tab in the Facebook group. So I'm not sure if that's something you're familiar with, but I've been doing that so that I can like lead people to it. And I sent out emails with the link to the units tab and told people like they can watch the videos there. I am not doing as much as I should be with repurposing things. Especially because I go live on StreamYard and I'm not really even sure how to extract. So this is something you could probably help me with, but extracting the videos from the Facebook page and then being able to use them elsewhere. But I know it's something that I need to be more strategic with. I try to repurpose like written content in a lot of places, but video I haven't embraced as much yet.
Yeah, so live video is its own special thing. And we don't tend to offer or suggest to our clients that they repurpose live videos because some of that magic doesn't translate to evergreen. It's not evergreen for you to be like, oh, Kathleen, I'm so glad you made it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it doesn't work on YouTube in 6 months, right?
Yeah.
So what we do is we teach people to record it. And if they we use live as sort of a training ground, get comfortable on a Facebook Live or a Hangouts on Air. And then we just ask them to do it again. So, okay, that was great. Now do it again, but don't say anything to anybody and don't ask for clicks in the sidebar or whatever. Because even watching like a webinar replay where it's like, oh, Birmingham, I was there
no
once.
One cares.
And
exactly.
It's like nobody cares at all.
I mean, it's like, neat. Oh, zoom.
Yeah, it's neat in the moment though. It's like, oh, she saw me, But often the people that we're working with are more comfortable on camera anyway to begin with. So they don't really need to go live unless they're doing something like a launch, where it is like, hey, you can expect me every day at 4:00 or whatever. But repurposing video can be really useful because people are brilliant on camera. Even if you consider yourself a writer and you're not comfortable on camera, especially for like group coaching, how do people know what it's going to be like to work with you other than to see what it's like to work with you, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm really comfortable with it now. And so I need to really embrace that and be able to like use it in all different formats, like website and email and other like social media and things like that.
Yeah, the piece of advice that I would have is like, come up with your topics. We do a strategy session, or you can just redo the ones you've already done, and take out the urgency, right? So when you're launching, there's always urgency, but content marketing can be done evergreen as well. And so you say the same topic, you end with a different call to action, and then what we do for our clients is that we take that transcript and then give it to a writer on our team. because you tell a different story in writing than you do on a video. If you go off on a tangent, 100 out of 100 people watching your video will stay with you. They won't keep reading a blog post that goes off on a tangent. And it's just, I believe that the Venn diagram of people who consume content via video by reading, there might be a tiny bit of overlap, but not very much. And so the hurdle that we get our clients through is like, oh, that's repetitive. Yeah, if it's repetitive, that person is going to buy from you because they're seeing it everywhere and they're noticing it's the same. Most people won't. Most people will see it one way. And that's, for us, it's like you create something once and then you can repurpose it 25 times. Mm-hmm. It's a lot easier to justify the amount of work involved. And then you end up with the problem of too much content, which is not a problem.
Yeah. I love that. And I've really thought, everybody wants to do a podcast. Every millennial wants to start a podcast. But I feel like I relate more if I can do video. So I thought I should probably do like a YouTube channel or something. And then hire somebody to like extract the audio and make it a podcast or something and be able to have both so people can use whatever. And so, that's something that's really making me think of ways like then if I'm recording a YouTube thing, then I could take clips and put that in lots of different places.
Right. And then the written stuff is endlessly repurposable. You already know that, right? You pull out a quote from a blog post, you slap it on LinkedIn, all of a sudden, boom, thought leadership over there, right? Because the point of content isn't always to download something. The point of content is to remind people who are already in your orbit which things you know about so that when they're in a conversation with somebody and it comes up that whatever you do somebody else is in need of, they're like, oh yeah, I just saw somebody on LinkedIn say something very similar to that. And that's like the whole world that we build anyway.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so tell me how does your group program work? Are you starting everybody on a certain day?
Yeah, so I have a few people who joined, I think it's 8 people who joined from the beginning. So they are in the very first launch, the inaugural little group, but it's evergreen. So somebody can join whenever they want. Just at the end of each launch, the price will increase.
Okay, so I'm guessing we're already in the middle of the launch of the second cohort for your January launch.
Yeah. So we start the actual program in January because I just finished the launch 1 or 2 weeks ago. It seems like it was just yesterday because it lasted so long, it felt like. But yeah, it was really good. And so we'll actually kick off the program in January and then I'll do another launch for it in February.
Where can people find out more about you? We'll link to that below if people are watching this on YouTube. We'll also have this in our blog post as well.
That'd be awesome. Okay. They can find me at vaxacollective.com and then VAXA. And then they can also go to, my Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, all of that is Vaxa Collective or under my name, Haley Graylis. And then they should also join the Facebook group. You don't have to be a millennial. It's just anybody who is interested in leadership and management skills. It's called Millennials Advancing Leadership Skills. And so you can check it out there. Free Facebook group with tons of video training and resources and graphics and things like that you can use for leadership and management skills and training that will help you improve your professionalism and the way that you lead other people and make the world a better place.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Haley. We'll talk to you again soon.
All right. Thanks, Kathleen.